Hi guys, I have another Copic coloring and card tutorial for you today, and we are going to color this It's Rainy by Little Blue Button Stamps. Isn't she cute? I think she's adorable. And we are going to use this pattern paper by Prima called Believe, because it's autumny and I really like autumn and everything. And pardon my pink fingertips, but I just recently recolored my hair and it turns my fingers pink. So yeah, but let's get coloring. her all cut out, we are gonna put the card together. First we're gonna do the card base. And I thought I'd show you how I do that. I'm using a piece of Nina Solar White. This is the 110 LB, and it is in letter format. So I'm gonna cut it down to 5.5 because that is the middle of this cardstock. Then I'm gonna use my scoreboard, and I am going to score it at 4.25. And then just fold it over. So that will make one card base. And I usually just make the other card base while I'm at it. So again, at 4.25, fold it together, and then just crease your edge. And there you have a card base. So now we're gonna cut down all the papers we're gonna use. So first I'm going to use this Basil Bling cardstock. It has been in my stash for years and years and years, and I never use it, so I thought, well, I can use it as the matting for this. So I start by cutting this down to 4 1/8. It's 1/8 smaller than my card base, and then I cut it to 5 3/8. So we will have a nice small border around it. I'm gonna use this, I was going to use this as a background, but I think I'm going to use this as a background, you know, you can change your mind. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches, which is 1/8 smaller than our mat, and then 5 1/4, which also is 1/8 smaller than our mat. So we get a 1/16 of an inch around the border on the matting thing. Then we are doing our layers for the rest of the card. I think I'm gonna have the green going in the bottom and the orange being a border vertical. So we're starting with this one. As this is 4 1/8, I'm just cutting off about, I think we're doing a 2-inch piece. Then I'm taking the green card and I'm gonna cut that to 1 7/8, and then cut it down to, I think, 4 1/4, because that will cover the full length, so you only get 2 orange borders on this. Then we're taking this, I'm gonna see, now this is too short in every direction, so I'm taking the big part. Again, I want to show, look how big this is. This is gonna be cut down to about 1 3/7. So we take this at 1.5, and then as it's the full length, we're doing it at 5 3/7. Then we're taking this, and we're gonna cut it to 1 3/8. And again, this is going to be 5 3/8, sorry. Everything is 8, so I'm just saying things wrong today. Because then I will have this with just the edge borders going vertically, and then I have this which will going horizontally. I will probably just, yeah, I'm gonna put them that way. So let's glue this together. Again, this paper is called Believe, and it's by Prima. One of the things I really like about the Prima papers is that they are very thick. So you have very good quality papers when you make your cards. Also, I kind of like that they're not double-sided, because I don't have to choose what patterns to use. I can use all of the patterns in the paper pack. and I love using paper packs just because they will give me the opportunity to mix and match much easier, because I don't have to color coordinate with other collections. Even though you can do it, there's nothing wrong with color coordinating with other. So, starting with the green, I'm gonna look here. Yeah, she's a pretty small character, so you can actually put this a bit higher. One thing I love with this is if you don't push it down thoroughly, you can actually pretty easy peel it off, but when you have put it down, it sticks. It's a very high sticking adhesive. And then we have this one left. Let's see. I want to have as many of the butterflies going upwards. They are going in all directions. Now for the sentiment. I wanted to use this Talk Bubble 2 stamp and die set, which I have from Simon Says Stamp, which I just completely adore. And I'm gonna use this little cloud die, but I've chosen to die cut it from the other side of the paper so that I can get this little Talk Bubble angle to go perfectly, because I want to set it down here. Now we're gonna stamp on this, and we are going to use 2 stamps. We are going to use this little dotted outline, and we are going to use the Dreaming of You Always. To get a crisp image, we're going to use VersaFine Onyx Black. It's a very good black ink, and it's one of my favorite when it comes to making sentiments. As this is a clear stamp, it's actually quite easy to line up. So just line that up onto my die cut. It's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's handmade. That's the whole thing about it. And then we're gonna stamp the sentiment. I'm gonna let this dry a little while. The ink is a pigment ink, and pigment ink takes a little bit longer to dry, so I don't want to handle it too much because I might smudge it. When I add foam squares to the image, I try to put both on the outer corners, but also in the middle so that it doesn't buckle when it goes through the mail. I'm gonna put her down here, like she's sitting on the edge. Really like her. Then I'm taking the little sentiment, adding that onto some foam squares. Like that. And then I take one of my card bases, which is a standard A2 card base. And then I just push it down. And that's today's card. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up, because it means a lot to me. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and I'll see you later. Bye!